Now it is time to take longer strides. Time for a great new American enterprise. Time for this nation to take a clearly leading role in space achievement, which in many ways may hold the key to our future on Earth.
Kennedy. I love talking about the Kennedy assassination because to me it's a great example of a totalitarian government's ability to, manage information and thus keep us in the dark any way they do. Oh, sorry, wrong meeting. Shit. That's the meeting we're having tomorrow at the docks.
This is Walter Cronkite in our newsroom, and there has been an attempt, as perhaps you know now, on the life of President Kennedy. He was wounded in an automobile driving from Dallas Airport into downtown Dallas, along with Governor Connolly of Texas. They've been taken to Parkland Hospital there, where their condition is as yet unknown. We have not been told their condition at Dallas.
Unbelievable. And what's wild is people's attitudes in the States about it. Talking about Kennedy, people come up to me, Bill, quit talking about Kennedy, man. Let it go. It's a long time ago. Just forget about it. I'm like, all right, then don't bring up Jesus for me.
We're the only species on Earth that deliberately kills members of our own species for personal gain. Or pleasure. Sometimes it's just fun. We're also the only species that deliberately kills members of another species for personal gain. Or pleasure. That's what hunters do. They kill for pleasure. That's us. Human beings. Interesting folks. Murderers. Here's an interesting form of murder we come up with. Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. Do you ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who've told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam! Now, there's one thing you might have noticed I don't complain about. Politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Yeah! Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish...
الآن انتخابات أمريكية طلع مواطن أسود أصله من كينيا أفريقي ومسلم وكان يدرس في مدرسة إسلامية في إندونيسيا اسمه أوباما.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
لكن ما زلنا احنا نامل ان الاسود هذا يكون معتز بافريقيته وباسلامه وبعقيدته وانه صاحب حق في امريكا وان يغير امريكا من الشر الى الخير وان تقيم العلاقات اللي تخدم امريكا.
What did he do when he was in office about this corrupt system where campaign money is influencing the politicians? Not a damn thing. Not a single thing, not a single bill proposed. Totally forgot about it. But you say, oh, well, you know, that's just one thing said in passing. Really? Well, here's President Obama when he was campaigning for president. That he wanted to, quote, take on corruption in Washington and on Wall Street to make sure a crisis like this can never, ever happen again. Does it look like he took on the corruption on Wall Street? Well, I'm about to give you details If you think that, you're about to be disabused of that notion. The Dodd-Frank financial reform bill is largely a joke. Even the people who were crafting it now think it's a joke, and that the bankers got away with everything they wanted to get away with.
If you were to design something to be a president, that's what you would make it look like. You would probably put it in that business. But it's sort of like when you see those Pixar movies like Tintin, The Adventures of Tintin, and you look at it and you go like, oh, is that a real dog? But then you look closer and go, oh no, that's just an avatar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you look at Romney. He's like pixels. It's zero. I think if you look at him closely, it's zeros and ones.
He reminds me of the guy that you see on the package of underpants. So you and I look at these two different ways. I don't know.
I buy underpants all the time. I never realized there was a guy on the package.
You're not buying underpants.
You know why?
I don't know if you saw Mitt Romney's concession speech to CPAC.
Yeah.
I never heard anything like, this is Mitt Romney, who, by the way, is that guy a Pixar character? Like, is that even, he looks like an alien pod had created him to be a president. Like, somehow it found a handsome guy and stuck an earwig into his ear, and then, like, it ate away his brain, and then they just moved it with a remote control on his... What did he say? I mean, no offense by that.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Whoa!
Now, no offense to Mitt Romney, who is a game guy for going at that, but frankly, given the comparison between Barack Obama's brilliant impression of Al Green and the way that just got murdered, I think this could be an actual issue.